Hi, Andrew Portess here doing another Windows 8 video. Windows 8 has been out for just shy of 3 weeks now. And so the video I want to do is on user accounts and personalization. As you can see, I've changed my lock screen image to suit my sort of tastes and aspirations as a musician. And also I've got the number of unread emails here and calendar information and all that kind of stuff on here as well. All of that is kind of customizable along with many other things in Windows 8, so I wanted to make a video going through all of that. So let's unlock the computer, and you're presented with one of the two new ways of signing in Windows 8. This is picture password. Basically it's three programmed gestures of my choosing, whether they be clicks, drags, or like circle shapes, or on a touch screen obviously that would be taps and swipes and things like that. So to demonstrate each of them though with the mouse, you've got like your circles, your drags, and I think it did a click there very quickly as well. This is the wrong picture password combination for my account, obviously, deliberately as well, because for this video I actually want to switch to password, which isn't gone away. You can still type your password as normal. And if you look at these buttons at the bottom here, you can choose at any time, how do you want to log in with your computer. Notice though, since we're here, it's actually got my email address, my public email address, because this is a user account on Windows tied to my Microsoft account, so that things like my email, my Hotmail is automatically set up. Plus, all of my settings will actually sync across any Windows 8 machine I ever use, and I'm going to show where all that is all sort of set up. For now though, of course, we're on the start screen, and you can see that I've customized mine quite a bit now. I've added more applications, both ones that run on the traditional desktop as well as the full screen Windows 8 apps. I've put them in groups and stuff. I want to start off by going over how you customize some of this. So you can move stuff around with a simple click and drag. You can remove stuff, so if I want to get rid of OnLive, I can just right click on it and go unpin from start, and it's gone. If I change my mind and I want to bring it back, I'll just search for the application. There we go, apps is highlighted. I will find OnLive over here. I'll right click, pin to start, return to the start screen. It's off to the right, and I'm going to drag it back where it belongs, which is in games. There we go, done and dusted. You can also change the size of the tiles, so if I right click on weather here, I can click smaller, and then if I do the same with desktop, it's going to bunch up next to it. Or I can obviously right click again and go larger and large, and then it's back to normal again. Other things you can do, as you can see, I've named groups on my start screen. So there's a little button on the bottom right that when I click it, it zooms out. And say for example, if I want to right click on the programs group here and I want to rename it to something a bit more simple, just apps. There we go. And now when I return to the sort of zoomed in start screen, it says apps instead. So yeah, that's pretty much all the customization on the start screen. Let's just quickly show you on the desktop that all of your customization on this hasn't changed from Windows 7 at all. At the moment I've got a Windows 7 style wallpaper slideshow going on for my desktop background, because I just couldn't decide which one I wanted. But as you can see, you've got screensavers, you've got sounds still, which they're actually all new in Windows 8. You got color, mine is set to automatic, so whenever the desktop background changes, it will also change the color of the windows and the taskbar at the bottom, as you've just seen. And then you got your desktop background and literally all the settings that were in Windows 8, like, you know, picking multiple desktop wallpapers and how often they change, whether you want them to shuffle, as well as the positioning of the wallpapers. All of that is still there. So yeah, the desktop personalization has not changed. You know, it's got all the features that Windows 7 had. The same will be true for your taskbar. You know, you can say whether you want the names of things to combine, or whether you want a standard, almost like a Windows Vista or before then kind of experience, where like when I open Internet Explorer, it will literally say at the bottom Internet Explorer. So depending on how old school you feel, you can still have that back. However, you cannot bring the start menu back, the old Windows 7 style start menu back in Windows 8, unless you use a piece of software that I'm looking to check out called Start 8. I have not got around to checking it out yet. I apologize. But yeah, it is possible, thanks to a company called Stardock software, to bring the Windows 7 style start menu back with Start 8. And I tell you what I will do a quick bonus tip style search for Start 8, so that you folk can see where to go and find it for yourself. So just do a web search for Start 8, any kind of web search in whatever browser you like, and let's see, Stardock Start 8 is in related searches. That'll probably be a better one. There we go, bringing back the Windows Start menu. That's a bit of a bonus tip for you. The website is stardock.com /products software Start 8. Yeah. So it should be fairly easy to find that if you're really interested in that. I was looking at checking it out and perhaps doing a video on that. But there we go. I suppose I should include this tip since it is about personalization. But yeah, going back to my general point, everything about the desktop customization is pretty much the same. And so now I want to go into the sort of user account settings and show you more of the Windows 8 customization. So if we move the mouse to the right hand side, go settings, and change PC settings, we're going to get a very touch friendly control panel kind of thing, a simplified control panel. I will warn you, because I'm running my Windows rather than in Boot Camp at the moment, I'm running it as a virtual machine so that I can record this video for you. Windows, for some odd reason, does not activate when I'm running it as a virtual machine. It only activates when I'm running it in Boot Camp. If anybody has any solution to this, who knows what I'm going on about when I say all that, then please get in touch with me and let me know if there's any kind of way around it. But anyway, when I click on personalize, you'll see I can't actually change any of this stuff because Windows isn't activated. But just to give you a basic tour, you can see that you can change the lock screen image from here. And it can actually be any image you want. If you've got a great photo of, you know, your family or something like that, you can use that as your lock screen image. And for every user on your PC, they can have a different lock screen image, and they can also have a different picture password image as well. Same with the start screen. You can each have different colors or patterns. Again, I apologize for not being able to show you this in action as such. Then finally, account picture. By default, if you're using a Microsoft account to log into your Windows 8 PC, which I highly recommend because it can sync your settings between multiple Windows 8 PCs, then yeah, it literally will. All of these settings that you set will be remembered across every computer you use, including your account picture, which if you use Hotmail, it will be your Hotmail profile picture and stuff like that. You can also browse for a picture though on your computer, or use the built-in camera application in Windows 8 to take your own. So yeah, let's move on to users. And to start off with, let's show you the third new way of logging into Windows, which is creating a PIN. I want to create a PIN for myself. I type in my current Windows password, which is not replaced even if you create a PIN. As you'll see in a second, you can choose how you want to log in, as I said before. But yeah, you create a 4-digit PIN, and you confirm it as well. By the way, sorry for that bar that came up at the top. That's to do with the fact I'm running it as a virtual machine right now. Okay, the pin's created. So let's lock the computer with the Windows key and L. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's asking for my PIN. Now watch this. I've typed 3 digits. I'm just about to type the 4th one. And without pressing enter, I'm logged straight back in. So this is probably like a really quick, it's probably the quickest way to log in using a keyboard is to have a 4-digit PIN. But just to show you again, if I lock, if I go sign in options, you can see I can choose between, oh, this time I want to log in with my picture password. Oh no, I want to log in with the password that I type, you know, the full password, sort of like that. Or I could change my mind and it was like, you know what, I want to use the PIN instead. So there are 3 ways to log in, and that's really neat. Finally then, let's actually look at the 2 different kinds of ways to make user accounts. So let's add a user. Right, let me talk you through this. By default, Windows 8 will ask, hey, this user that you're creating for your Windows, for your PC, does this person have an email address? If so, please type it. Particularly if it is what used to be known as a Windows Live ID or a Microsoft account as it is now known. If you've got a Hotmail address, you've got a Microsoft account, and I do recommend, if that's like your main email address, do type it in here, because again, like all your settings, or like what your wallpaper that you have is, what your lock screen image is, how you like your start screen laid out, the color of it, and everything that I've shown you so far, your computer will remember that, and it will sync up with Microsoft servers. So when you get another Windows 8 or later PC, you'll literally, you know, create the user account, provide the same email address that you provided on a previous computer that you used with Windows 8 or later, and it will basically take the latest settings from wherever you used it and literally download it all to your new PC. So you literally don't have to set up everything like the color and how you like your start screen all over again. For those people that don't like the idea of cloud computing or the modern way that Windows 8 does user accounts, you'll see here you can say sign in without a Microsoft account, and it will compare the two. Like I said, it will not sync settings if you go with what they call a local account. But if we click local account here to confirm that's what we want, then you'll see this is how every previous version of Windows prior to Windows 8, well really Windows XP, Vista and 7, this is how they made user accounts. You put a username, which was usually your name, you created a password, and it was a password just for that PC. If you used multiple computers, you would have a completely separate user account, and nothing would really synchronize between your multiple PCs. You'd have to set it up yourself over and over again which is something that the Windows 8 Microsoft accounts tries to fix. So again, I really would recommend using that. But as you could see though, it is possible to have a traditional Windows account that is just username and password. So I just wanted to show that off. And that's pretty much everything customization wise. The only other thing I really want to quickly show, when it comes to Windows Update, that's much better in Windows 8, and as you can see, there are 3 important updates that have downloaded already for me, and it does say that they will be installed during scheduled maintenance. I want to show you what the computer means by that. I love the way that updates are handled in Windows 8. It's much quicker and it's far less annoying. You do not have to restart half as much as you used to. So let's go to the desktop and let's go to settings on the desktop as the quickest way to get to the really tweakable traditional control panel. And again, if we go to Windows Update, because when it comes to personalization, this is one of the first things I do, and I would recommend you do this as well. Again, you know, the computer mentioned, if you go change settings here, it says updates will be automatically downloaded in the background when your PC is sort of not in use. And you know, it basically says that, you know, they will be installed during the scheduled maintenance. Yeah, updates will be automatically installed during scheduled maintenance. What a lot of people don't do, and what I recommend you do, is clicking on this and changing the time, because it will be set to something like 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something silly like that. You want to change this, the scheduled maintenance, to a time when you know the computer is going to be on, but it's not going to be during a time when you're necessarily going to be using it. Or rather, you know, you're not going to mind if you're using the computer and you're going to want to restart it. You're basically going to want to make sure that you've set it at a sensible time where, you know, the updates will actually get done on a daily basis if you do use your computer every day, and but at a time that really does suit you best. So have a think about when during, you know, the 24-hour period of every day, you know, when would be the best time for this scheduled maintenance to install updates and stuff take place. Do bear in mind that with Windows 8, like, updates are far quicker than they have been with any other previous version of Windows. I seriously can vouch for that. But then, you know, you'll change that to what you think is appropriate. You'll click OK, and then it will be done. And obviously on this, my updates are going to download and install completely automatically, which is what I want. And that's really kind of like the last thing I personalized. I know that's updates don't really have much to do with personalization, but it is kind of like the one thing I suppose a lot of people don't really think about changing, but it really does make a difference if you do. And so that's pretty much it. That's everything I kind of wanted to cover personalization wise. You know, I've covered the fact that all the traditional personalization on the desktop is still the same. You know, I could just right click anywhere, there it all is. I've covered changing the start screen around, you know, naming the groups and shuffling it all around, changing the sizes of stuff. Very sorry that when it came to the lock screen and things like that, I couldn't actually show you changes because of the activation issue I seem to have when running my Windows 8 as a virtual machine. Again, if anybody knows a solution to that, then please get in touch and let me know. As you saw though, the new ways to log into your computer with the PIN or the picture password. Again, very sorry I couldn't demonstrate that, but I hope you've all kind of got the idea. Anyway, yeah, this is going to tie up the video. I really hope I haven't forgotten anything on the personalization front. Of course, though, if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. and I will be happy to oblige with a replied comment, or yeah, just anything really. If you have any feedback or suggestions of what you want to see, just let me know, and I will do my best to make it happen. Anyway, that's it from me, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.